Hi, today I'll explain future tenses. So we can classify future sentences into four categories. One, simple future tense, future continuous tense, future perfect tense, and future perfect continuous tense. So they are same as we have classified the present and past tenses. So first, simple future tense. So in simple future tense, actions which we think or believe in futures. So what are these? So for example, I think that India will win the match. So here we are thinking some action in future that India will win the match. India may not win the match, but we are thinking. Second, I am sure that you will pass the exam. So here again, I am confident, I believe that you will pass the exam. So this is the action we are thinking in future. Something will happen in future and which is not certain. Our result will come next month. So our result will come next month, but it may delayed. It's not very certain, which we think and believe in future. So let's discuss what are the general rules regarding simple future tenses. So with all nouns, including singular and plural, and with pronoun you, he, she, it and they, we use subject plus will plus base form of the verb. And with I and we use subject plus shall plus base form of the verb. But in modern English, we now don't use shall anymore, and we use I and we with will. So next, future continuous tense. So action which will be happening in future. So for example, this time tomorrow I'll be playing cricket. So it will be happening. I'll be playing cricket tomorrow this time. So the action will be continuing or happening in future. I'll be staying in Delhi till Sunday. So I'll be staying Delhi till Sunday. He will be meeting us next week. So there would be a meeting next week between him and us. So let's understand general rules regarding that. So first of all, so with noun and both singular and plural, and with pronoun you, he, she, it and they, we use subject plus will plus be plus ing added to the base form of the verb. Then with I and we use subject plus shall plus be plus ing added to the base form of the verb. But in modern English now we use will with I and we as well. For negative sentence, we'll be using subject plus will or shall plus not plus be plus ing added to the base form of the verb. And with interrogative sentences, we'll use will or shall first, then it will come subject, then be, and then ing added to the base form of the verb. So let's see some examples. So for example, he will be meeting us next week. So if we'll have to convert this sentence into negative sentence, it will be he will not be meeting us next week. So we'll add not between will and be. Then it will become negative sentence. And if we have to convert the sentence into interrogative sentence, we'll use will first, will, then subject, which is a pronoun here, will he be. So he will come between will and be. Will he be meeting us next week? And then we'll add question mark in the end. Future perfect tense. So action that will be completed by a certain time in future. So for example, I will have completed my homework by evening. So by evening I would have completed my homework. He will have come home before sun rises tomorrow. So before sun rises tomorrow, he'll be at home. He will not have come home by evening. So it's a negative sentence. So he'll not be able to come home or reach home by the evening. And then if we'll have to see the interrogative sentences, so it will be, will you have come home by evening? Okay. So let's understand the general rule. So here again, with all the nouns including singular and plural, and with pronoun he, she, it, you and they, we use subject plus we use will, then we have, then we use part participle or third form of the verb. And with I and we use subject plus shall plus have plus verb, which past participle form of the verb. So in modern English, we don't use shall anymore. We use will even with I and we. With negative sentences, we use subject and then we'll use will or shall, and then we'll add note, and after that we'll have, then we'll use past participle form of the verb. So for example, if if we see the sentence 3 here, it says he will not have come home by evening. So we have put not between will and have. And in sentence 4, which is an interrogative sentence, we have used will first and then subject, which is a pronoun here, you. So will you have, then between will and have we have put subject, will you have come home by evening. So future perfect continuous tense. So action that will continue up to a point in future. So let's see some example. By next January, he will have been living here for 5 years. So he'll completing 5 years by next January here. So I will have been teaching for 5 years next year. So by next year, I'll have complete teaching here for 5 years. So this is actually rarely used sentence, and it's mostly a theoretical tense, and in practice it's hardly and very rarely used. So again, general rule here is subject plus will or shall, and in modern English we don't use shall anymore, plus we use have, plus we add been, and plus we add ing in the base form of the verb. And we have similar rules for negative sentences and interrogative sentences as we discussed before, because this tense is hardly used in practical English. So I'm not explaining that too much. So if you if we understand the concept, that is I have covered, but you actually are practically not going to use and I don't think even there would be questions in the exams from this tense.